and look at, open up a new Seesaw window if you want, log in as a teacher. So they'll give you an idea. So while I'm talking, if you want to go ahead and try some activities, or try to look at some stuff, that'll be great. So I'm presenting now. So this presentation is all about the activity library workflow. How can we find some great activities which are already existing in the Seesaw community library? And also, how can we create some activities so that we can challenge our kids, we can make learning, the virtual learning, more engaging for them. So I have also linked another presentation. In this presentation, I would highly recommend you to go and look at those activities. They are really interesting, amazing, and very simple to use. So let's look at the ways in which we can share with our students. So Seesaw gives you basically two options to share stuff with your students. One is you can just directly go to the plus button on Seesaw and post the student work. So you have a video, you have some resources, you want to say something to them, you can go and post. The kids can comment on it, and that way, like, you can really share out what you want to tell them. But activity is somewhat little different than posting work, because activity is basically you are asking them to create something, do something, and give back a feedback to you as a teacher. So if I'm teaching something, I might want to, like, um, uh, ask my students, how can I make 10? What are the different ways in which I can make number 10? So you might want to show them some manipulatives, you might want to show them some ways of making the number 10, and you can assign them an activity. So we, in today's session, our focus will be how can we go ahead and assign some activities and also use the amazing Seesaw activity library. Let's look at, like, how the Seesaw activity actually looks in reality. So this is how, like, a Seesaw activity looks like. It is like, it just has some instructions, it has some audio instructions, it has some teacher notes, it's got a lot of stuff. So I'm not going to show you through my slideshow, but I'm going to go to my demo class and show you all the steps how you can go ahead and choose an activity from the activity library. So this is a demo class, and if you are interested in assigning an activity, this plus button here will allow you to click on Assign Activity tab. The moment I go to the Assign Activity library, it opens up three tabs for me. One is a community tab, one is a school tab, and one is my library. Let me just quickly tell you the difference between all three. So community activity library is the library created by the entire community of Seesaw teachers, Seesaw ambassadors, anyone who's using Seesaw with their students. So most of the time, whatever we are trying to create, you can find those activities here. So if you have a look, people are already, like, putting up hundreds of activities for home learning, remote learning. So there are activities for, like, not only elementary school but middle school and high school also. uh, what I like about this tab is that you can go to any of the grade levels. So whatever is pertaining to you. So I'm interested in looking at activities which are appropriate for my grade level. I can also go ahead and choose the subject. So if I'm looking at a writing activity or a reading activity or a science or a math activity, I have to just filter the subject, and I get loads and loads of activities here which are, like, very simple to use. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to select this activity because I really like, and I feel this can be used by my kids. So the first thing, when you select an activity and want to make that activity your own, you have to favorite that activity. And when you favorite the activity, you have to click on this beautiful heart, the pink heart here. So now this activity is editable for you. Now I can go ahead and edit this activity as per my requirement. So the option is add to the collection. So if I just like the activity and want to use it sometime later, I can just add it to my own collection. I can copy this activity, I can remove it from my library, and I feel I can share this activity with another grade 1 teacher. I can go ahead and share this activity. So I'm going to just first talk about sharing. I'm going to show this and then we'll move to copy and edit activity. So this is how you can share it with your teachers. So if you want to share it, you have to just click on the link share to school library, and then you can select the teachers, you can share it to your school library. So there are many ways you can do it. So this activity will now be shared in the ASB school library, which sits here in the second tab. So if you really want to look at what other teachers have been doing, if they have shared some great activity, this tab is great. But let's first go and edit this activity which we have here. So I'm going to say copy and edit activity. So now this activity has opened in an editable format. I can change. If I want to do something else, I can say, okay, measuring length in squares. I can also add my stuff here. So I can edit and I can say use the drawing tool to color the squares to show the length of the object. If you are wondering what are these colons here, I'm going to talk about them little later. When you write something in between these colons, it appears as an icon for the students. So it's a great way of telling them to use a tool. So I can just say photo to share. So they might want to look at some photo. You might want them to do some activity at home, share a photo with you. So you can add your instructions here. And right now, I'm not adding a lot of instructions, but this is the way you can go ahead and add instructions. You can also add some voice instructions. So when I click on this, it opens up a recording button for you. And when you click on this button, it starts recording. Use the drawing to color the squares to show the length of each object. Use photo or camera button to share. So now my activity has some written instructions and also audio instructions. This really works well with like the beginner EAL students, the ILS students, and it's I think a great way for the teacher to give instructions orally too. You can also add in multimedia sample here. So if I have an amazing video from YouTube, I can take it to Safe YouTube, convert the link and put in the link here. So you can upload anything. You can upload stuff from your Google Drive. You can click a picture. You can have your own video talking to the kids about how can they go about doing this activity at home. You can add some notes, or you can also do some drawing or writing here. So Seesaw has beautiful features for actually creating a template for the kids. So when I go here, I can just say, okay, let me pull in a square here. I'm not using the right tool here, so I'll just go back and remove it, but I can add a shape. So I might just want to add the shape. I want to color the shape because it's like really with my background, and I can write my text. I can show them the working of a math thing. I can put in a video here. I can do a lot of stuff for my kids to see what is my example. So your exemplars are, this is the best place to put your exemplar. So if it's a writing exemplar, a reading exemplar, or any other math exemplar, this is a place where you can add in. So I'm going to go back to my activity. So my exemplar is here. Uh, Excuse me if I'm not using the right exemplars, because you can do it the way you want. The most important thing which we have been talking a lot in elementary right now is using the more options in the activity. So when I click on this more option, it gives me a place where I can add my notes. So if it is linking to any standard, or it's big, if you have any ICANN standards and you're assessing an UOI, anything which you want for your reference can be added here. The students are not going to see it. And similarly, you can add some skills. So you have given them a math activity and you want the kids to measure the length of the objects. So you have an I can statement. I can measure the length of the objects given to me. I can click on edit activity and I can choose my skill here. This is my demo class. I don't want to interfere with any of the right classes. So right now I'm just going to use a demo skill which I have added here, and I can just say save. So now I have a skill, I have some notes, I have a template attached so that when the kids respond back to me, they'll be using this template to respond. I have an exemplar, I have an audio instruction, and I have some written instructions. So this way you have created an entire activity without even creating a new one. This was a very simple one. Which I showed you. I'm going to show you a few different activities. And once you're done with editing your activity, you can save this activity. And as I said, you can share this activity, edit it again, add to your collection, and you can assign it. So you can assign it to your class. So I have lots of classes here. I'm just going to go to my demo class and assign this activity. One more thing, you can actually add some folders here. So this is my math activity. So I can go and put it in my math folder. For me to know that this is my math folder activity and assign into the class. So now my activity is assigned. I go to my demo class and have a look at it. So this is the activity that has been assigned. Okay, just giving 2 minutes for people to soak in all this information. I'm just going to come back. I'm just going to stop sharing my screen for a minute and maybe 2 to 3 minutes for you to go inside. You can use the demo class here. Demo class is not accessible to you. You can go into your Seesaw account and see if you can find and edit any activity or favorite one activity. So maybe you have 5 minutes for that. And I'm stop sharing. Please put in your questions in the chat box. I'm happy to look at it right now or at the end of the session. Everyone seems busy looking at the activity right now. Okay, I'm going to present again. Don't worry if you were not able to do it. I'm going to send my entire presentation with cheat sheets for creating an activity, editing an activity. I'm going to come to your question, Narisha, in a while. That's an interesting question, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So this was my activity. Narisha, you had a question. What happens when you add it in the colons? Your colons, they appear like this. So Seesaw has a icon shortcut here. So if you look at the shortcuts, I'm going to click on this link and it'll take you to the Seesaw shortcuts. So they look like this. So if you want them to add something in the colons, you need to use the word add, photo, video, drawing. So this cheat sheet is linked in the presentation, so you don't have to go and search it anywhere. You can just go in the presentation and you'll find it on slide 21. Now, coming back to my presentation, we saw that there is a community library, and this is a very quick way to understand how you can share activities. So, click on that add button, go to the community tab, filter activity, save an activity, assign an activity, and then find activities in the activity tab on your dashboard. we've already talked about copying and editing our activities, and this is the cheat sheet for edit activities. So these are steps. If you just follow these steps, you can just like it'll be very easy for you to like go and edit an activity. So Seesaw has also created a ready-to-go Seesaw activities map, which I've been sharing with all the grade levels. But if you've not seen it, it's right here. Uh, Okay, so now let's go and review how to edit an activity very quickly, and then we'll come to creating an activity, which is again very simple. So I'm going to go to my Seesaw here. I am going to go back to my demo class, and I'm going to again assign activity, because we are doing a recap of using the activity library, the community activity library, where we can find some awesome resources that we can use. So I'm going to choose another grade level, maybe grade 3, and I'm going to just choose another subject here. So this was the activity that I had done with grade 3. You can look at this activity here, which is like writing comments. So this is also a great activity. And if you see, the teacher has given some notes here. You can edit this template. So this template is all about, so when the kids are going to send you, they have to just like they have to move these blocks, and you can actually assign them something wherein they are moving blocks. So this activity is already on my mm, activity tab for the students. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to log off as a teacher and log in as a student, for you to show how the students actually respond to the activities, and how do you get them when when you are looking at the responses from your activities. So I'm sure most of you know now that you go here, you copy the activity, you make changes here, you can add your multimedia template here, which can be an audio, a video, a file, or any drawing, or any written exemplars. Anything can work here, because it gives you lots of these options. Even a brain pop video can work here. Just one reminder that like I've been hearing a lot of this while my when I'm like talking to other Seesaw ambassadors. One thing is that a lot of teachers are using YouTube for adding stuff or uploading as in multimedia. One idea is, if we can use a safe YouTube. If you need a tutorial, like I think the tech team and we can work on that tutorial. So how can you get a YouTube link and make it a safe YouTube, so that the kids are not exposed to something which is not appropriate to them? So I'm going to come back here. I'm going to just cancel this activity. I'm going to delete this right away. And then I'm going to go back to my class and log in as a student to see how I get my activities. Or without logging in, because I'm so scared I might not be able to log in as a teacher again because of the internet things. So I might just show you how it looks like when you get responses from the kids, and what is it that you see when your kids respond to the activities you have assigned them. You remember we were looking at this activity, writing comments, digital citizenship, and it was a matching activity. So the kids the responses you get from kids can be viewed here. So when I click on this link here, it opens up all my responses. Right now, this is a demo class. I have just added one response here. But if you see here, it's in the math folder. It has got one skill attached to it, and I can see what my kids have done. And if you feel they've done a good job, you can add your comment here. You can do an audio comment, you can do a written comment, and at the same time you can like, because like there's been discussion that like you can use the like button now, because the teachers, it's difficult for them to give comment on each and every Seesaw activity. So they are making sure that they'll just take in a few activities which they feel are really important for the curriculum they're doing right now. For others, all the teachers, the specialists and other teachers might go and just click on the like button, so the students get to see those likes from their teachers, and they get really excited about it. So now this is an activity which I had given, and I have added a skill to this activity while I was designing it. So when I click on this, right now I've already given them stars, but um, so now let's start from here. So this was a skill which I had already tagged to my activity. I'm going to click on the skill here, and I am going to give them a star depending on the rating you use. So you have an activity for them which can act as an icon assessment, and you add that activity, you add that skill to the activity, and then when you get responses, you have an option of rating your students based on the criteria you use in the classroom. So this is a way where you can have some idea about how the kids are doing, check mark, and this is saved. The skills are updated here. So this is the way when you assign an activity, this is how you get the responses from the kids. We were also talking about how can I go ahead and create a brand new activity, because I have something really special for my friends to work on. So I can go here, and I have to again go on assign activity, and this time I'm going to go to my library to create a brand new activity. So now we're not adding anyone's activity here. I have to just click on this activity, create an activity, and so I'm just wanting to ask what is something you did today? Or how were you kind to your family? So now I'm just going to like ask them to send me a picture. So I'm just going to say click on, because I want to ask them to click on the add button. I'm going to say add, click on add, uh, and take photo. So they're going to take photo, and they are going to share it with you. Okay, so now you can add your voice instructions here. It's very similar or same as we did in activity. Hey friends, uh, today what was something you did today? Something interesting, something which was kind. How were you kind to your family today? Give me some ideas. You can add a photo to show me how you did that. You can also add, you can record your voice, you can add so many things in here. This is just like quickly I'm trying to do stuff here. And then you can also add in multimedia example where you upload a picture of yours, like helping your sister, helping your mother, or anyone, and that way they have an example for you. You can also add a template for them. So if you want them to work on a template and you don't want them to like create anything on their own, you can just add a template here with the background. You can have some nice backgrounds, and you can ask them to put their picture, or give them a writing prompt. I was kind when I dash dash dash, and then you can give them a space to actually work on the prompt. Click a picture. So I might just go here and ask them to add a picture, and I can change the color so that it's easier for the kids, and I can add a photo icon, or I can tell them click up, put in your picture here. I can just add in um, You can give them an arrow so that they're very clear about the instructions, what you want them to do. You can also add the camera icon so that they know that they have to click a picture. This way you can, so when the kids are adding something, they can edit it, they can write their responses, they can put in your picture, and you can share these activities. There is a way to add multiple pages here. So if you are wanting to add a lot of things, how are you kind, what made you smile today, you can keep on adding. You can add up to 20 slides, so you can also create multi-page instructions or multi-page activities for your kids. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to say yes, this is ready to go. And this connects, I have a skill where the kids are talking about something, I can add the skill there. I can also add my teacher notes here so that it'll remind me what was this activity about. And as I said, I only have one skill attached to my class right now, my demo class. I'm going to use this skill again and save my activity. So I have created a brand new activity with my ideas, my curriculum, and what I want my kids to do. Right. And then you can share this activity with the teachers. You can add it to the collection. So I have a collection on commenting. You can add um, my class, or you can have anything here. You can say math, or like whatever it helps you to organize. So I'll just say my class, and then you can go and you can go ahead and share this activity. So you can share it to the school library so that the other teachers, so I'm in grade 1, I'm teaching grade 1, so I might go and select. I'm not selecting any teacher right now because they'll be wondering why did I select that activity. But you can select the grade level. You can also choose the subject where you want this activity to appear, and the school is already mentioned here, and you can share it. Yeah, the information is missing, so, because I've not added anything. Or you can get the activity link, copy the activity link and share it. You can embed this activity. If you're using Google Sites, or if you're using any other platform, you can embed your activity there so that the kids know they can directly click on that activity and they can use it. I think it will work really well when you are using it with like higher grades. You can also share the activity. If you feel your activity is like worth sharing on social media, go ahead and share it. You can email it to teachers. You can select the teacher name and email it to them. So all the teacher list is here, so you can just select uh, your colleagues who you feel might be who who can benefit from this activity, and you can share it with them. So this was all about creating activities. I'm just going to go back to my uh, slideshow here. So we looked at how we created activities. So the 5 key components which we need to keep in mind where we are when we are creating an activity. We need to give step-by-step directions, lot of visual cues, emojis, icons. They work best with all grade levels, audio recorded instructions, multimedia exemplars. And why is it that we are doing this activity? So this might help your students. These slides are nothing but like how to use a photo tool, the drawing tool, the video tool, the upload tool. So if you want to look at this presentation, this might give you an idea about like how you can use all these tools. And also, as I was talking about the icons here, they are really helpful. So when you are creating an activity, you don't see the icon, but when you save the activity, they appear. So if you want to see how they appear, it's here. So add button, the camera option, the text option, the microphone option, and this is how it appears for everyone. I'm sorry, I think I should present it here so that people know what I'm talking about. It's too, ah, it's taking time to load. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. It goes back. But I'm sure like you must have seen what I was trying to say. So any like doubts, confusion, please get back to me and I'll be able to help you. And these are some activities and this is a really like interesting presentation. This has been shared with me. Seesaw has shared this presentation, so I have made a few changes in this presentation because I wanted my friends to like my all my colleagues to have a look at this. So I have added an extra presentation here, which I found was very interesting, and I really loved looking at it. So I'm just going to show you how it's going to open up. It's going to open up into a new presentation. And um, this person has added some great templates. It's not opening for me right now. So this person has some great templates, and if you would like to go ahead and use this template, he has given permission to everyone to go ahead and use the templates right now. So if you want to have a look at it, because it gives okay, it's opening. Yes, it's opened. Right. So this was like an presentation which was done on 3rd April. So it's quite recent. You can go and see and like level up your activities. Um, uh, so if you go here, so if you see how to use the camera option efficiently, this is a great presentation where you have to just add a camera option like this. I felt cared about today. I laughed about. So these are a few slides which you can easily take in and use it with your activity. It's very simple to use, and these slides are really amazing. So I hope like you can get something from here. And this is a shared presentation by another Seesaw ambassador, and I really liked it. So I thought of adding it to my presentation here, of course, with their permission, because they are happy to share these activities with anyone who wants to use them in their classroom. I think I have exceeded my time. I'm going to stop sharing my screen right now, and I'm going to come back to Google Meet.
Silky, can you share the links in the chat? Because then I'm going to
Yes,
put it
yes,
inside of the
sure,
overall professional
sure,
development
sure. I can
resource
do
that we
this.
have.
Yes, I'm just doing it right now. That was an idea earlier which I just forgot,
Yeah.
but yeah, thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, I'm copying all these links and I'm putting it into the main document that we've
Yes,
been using for all of our sessions. So even the recording
yeah,
from today's virtual PD, we'll have that linked in there as well.
yeah. And I think the other thing, what like if someone has a question, like Alex can answer, I can answer, and whoever like you are comfortable with, you can just drop in an email to anyone, and we can just like make sure that you get on with the activities, because I really find them interesting.
And I think the big takeaway from what Silky is sharing is that we need to now more than ever connect
Yeah,
with and use the resources that other educators have been putting together, and so that we are working smart. And so there's so many activities that have been made in that library that are available
yeah,
for you. And I think if you even look at the school library, there are
yeah.
some wonderful activities that other teachers have made just in a grade that might be one or two below or above you, and you might not even know until you go and you browse that activity library and you see the things that they're pushing out to their kids.
Right. Alex is absolutely right. And you get so much like all your reading, writing, math, digital citizenship, you name the resource, you name the subject, and all the activities are there, because like people have been working on it. And I'm sure like our teachers will have some great activities to share with like the Seesaw community.
And I think also one thing that Silky was sharing there, which really helps when you're working with your kids, is the fact that when you assign an activity, you can quickly see which students have responded and which
Yeah,
students haven't. So it makes your life easier when you're trying to just get a sense of which kids have engaged in virtual learning this week, which ones I need to maybe follow up with, And so by using the activities, you can click on that. You can see who's responded and which students haven't responded. So you know which ones you can reach out to and say, hey, I noticed that you didn't post on Seesaw this week. There's some nice activities up that I'd love you to complete. Let me know if you're having any problems with them.
Yes, anyone has a question right now? Maybe we can just like talk for 5 minutes, and then I'm sure everyone has like loads of work to finish. Alex, can we stop the recording right now?
Yep, I'll go ahead
Okay.
and stop it.
Yeah, thank you.